God, if I lose everything in this world, please don't let me lose you. That was the prayer of a boy who had nothing, not even a name. People remembered they called him Eli. He grew up in the back of a small church in Detroit, sleeping on worn pews and eating whatever leftovers the pastor's wife could spare at night. While other children prayed for toys, Eli prayed for strength. He didn't ask for money. He didn't ask for a home. He just said quietly, God, don't let my heart go cold. Life, however, didn't go easy on him. At 14, he worked sweeping floors at a diner. At 17, he lost that job because he gave free food to a homeless woman who reminded him of his mother. By 20, he was doing construction work, sleeping in a shelter, saving every dollar, still whispering the same prayer before he slept. Even if I lose everything, Lord, don't let me lose my faith. People mocked him for believing. They said faith doesn't pay bills. But somehow it always kept him going. One freezing night, Eli came across a little girl crying outside a grocery store. She was hungry, barefoot, and lost. He spent his last $5 to buy her food and a small blanket. When he handed it to her, she smiled weakly and said, "My mommy says God sends angels when we're scared." Eli smiled through tears. "Then maybe he sent two tonight," he said softly. He walked away with nothing in his pockets but peace in his heart. You've not been following us, and if this is your first time on this page, click the plus button. Like and share this story so more hearts can be touched. Because sometimes, a story like this reminds us that faith is the only wealth that never runs out. A week later, Eli collapsed at work. Malnutrition and exhaustion had taken their toll. He woke up in a hospital bed, IV tubes running through his arm. Beside him sat the same little girl and her mother. The woman held his hand and said, "You don't know me, but my daughter wouldn't stop talking about you. You saved her life that night. We looked for you everywhere." She handed him a letter. It was a job offer at her company. She was the director of a construction firm. "We don't believe in coincidences," she said. "We believe in answered prayers." Tears rolled down Eli's face. He looked up toward the ceiling and whispered, "God, you never left me, even when I had nothing. You kept my faith alive." Years later, Eli became a project manager, building affordable homes for low-income families. But every morning before picking up his tools, he still prayed the same words. "God, if I lose anything today, my strength, my work, my money, please don't let me lose you." Because that, he knew, was where real wealth lived. Moral of the story, faith doesn't promise an easy life. It promises strength to survive it when everything else fades. What truly sustains us is a heart that still believes. That's deep. If this story touched your heart, type "God, thank you for today and everything you have done for me" in the comments. Share this story to remind someone that faith still moves mountains. And tap my profile to watch more stories that heal hearts and strengthen hope.